AM The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source, WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Nice looking Thursday morning. It's time for Veterans News. Hank Whittier is not in the studio. Gary Pascale sitting in the captain's seat. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, veterans, and good morning, listeners. It is a beautiful day out there, and we've had some really beautiful mornings the past 3 days, and I really feel blessed about that. We do got some guests with us this morning. We got Scott and we got Jose, and we're going to talk about them in just a little bit, but we do have some casualties for firefighters and some casualties for law enforcement that we want to address, and then we'll go ahead and get to our guest. Okay, this morning we have firefighter Joshua Warren, whose date of death was June 16th. He was with the Alexis Volunteer Fire Department in Alexis, North Carolina. And we have firefighter number 3, Clifford M. Rigby. He was with the Honolulu Fire Department in Honolulu, Hawaii. His date of death was also June 16th. And we have Fire Chief David K. Britt. His date of death was the 18th of June of this year, and he was with the Severn Volunteer Fire Department in Severn, North Carolina. And we have 3 law enforcement folks that are down. We have Brian Beluso, who was with the United States Department of Homeland Security. His end of watch was Wednesday, June the 8th. We have Sergeant Stacy Allen Bumgardner of the Patton Village Police Department in Patton, Texas. His end of watch was June 19th of this year. And we have Officer Zachary Leonard of the Gainesboro Police Department in Gainesboro, Tennessee. His end of watch was June 15th of this year. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families of these fallen officers and firefighters who were all killed in the line of duty.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
All right. We want to take just a minute out, to thank the source, WOCA, because without them, we wouldn't be broadcasting Veterans News, and the great, faithful folks at Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery have been bringing us Veterans News for a long time, ever since I can remember. When it comes to landscaping needs, Bob Wines has what you need. Everything from small plants, fertilizers, trees, mulch, and much more. Bob Wines will even deliver if you can't pick it up, and if they plant a tree, they'll guarantee it. Bob Wines has been keeping things blooming in Ocala since 1952, and they're located at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in our own beautiful Ocala. And the beautiful thing about Bob Wines is when you go there and you tell them you're a veteran and you've heard about them on WOCA and you show them that you're a veteran, you get a 10% discount. You can't beat a deal like that. So while the weather's good, get in there and get you some new plants and get that yard all spruced up. Okay, I got two guests with us. I got Jose and Larry. Scott and Jose. Scott,
Brad.
Brad, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Got to get the marbles out of the mouth this morning. You wanted to talk a little bit about Liberty University and
Yes.
some parachute jumping, or?
No, parachute jumping, that was Larry. Larry's talking about going out and jumping out of airplanes or something. We definitely don't do that. For the last couple of years, we have, talked about and done advertising about doing VA benefits to where you can do your flight training. Well, we've become now affiliated with Liberty University, and they do an online course of Bachelor's of Aeronautics. And what they have done is they have worked with the VA and started programs where somebody can come in, get their bachelor's degree, and get their commercial multi-license with their VA benefits, with their post 9/11, with their GI Bill, with the yellow ribbon. And it has been a great program. I just met with them again about 2 weeks ago. And it is taking off all over the place because they're really able to take the veterans. Once they get into their computer, they walk them step by step all the way through. The nice thing about it is they keep it affordable, but they also help them. There's with the benefits, and it gets very confusing sometimes about what they're allowed to use, and so they help them get through that. And a lot of these guys, when they go through, you can go through and you can get a commercial license. Sometimes you can get a job. You can go through and get a bachelor's degree. Sometimes you can get a job. But if you want to get into flying, if you have both of those, it makes you very marketable, and it really helps people out.
Now, this is the Liberty University in Virginia?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good school.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good school.
How would somebody get in contact with you or get all the details on this stuff?
They can go right to our website, ocalaviation.com. It's got a link because it is in Virginia, but they actually do an online course. Everything can be done online right from home, which is a great thing. You don't have the expenses of going to another school. You don't have all those expenses. You can stay here. You can do your training here for the flight training, and you can also do your schooling here. And they have an accelerated course that you can get a bachelor's degree with your commercial multi done in about 2.5 years.
That is great. Can you give us an address or phone number? Or?
Yeah, you can call. Well, you can call me, and I can direct them to the right place, which is 352-861-7484. And again, or they can just go to the website, ocalaviation.com. I've got a link on my homepage that will send them right to Liberty, where they can get all the information. They can also call Liberty. I don't know their phone number off the top of my head, but again, they can follow that link, and they actually have people that set aside just for flight training and just for VA. So it's not like you're just talking to a general operator, somebody that knows what you're looking for, and they can help you out with that.
And these are good, dependable planes. We wouldn't have to worry about jumping out of them, I guess.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We've got the planes taken care of on that part. So yeah, we don't jump out of them. We teach you how to stay in them. So that's we got enough planes to take care of the students and the veterans, which is what we're trying to do now. Get the word out that they can come and do this.
That's a good thing. Now, Jose, you're with Phoenix University, and you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Jose Ceballos, and I was in the Army for 10.5 years, and did 2 deployments to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan, and unfortunately on my last deployment to Afghanistan, I was injured and forced into medical retirement.
And you were a staff sergeant?
Yes, I was a staff sergeant. I was a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout while I was in the Army. And it was just, I was forced into medical retirement, so, that was a little rough, but, the process was a little rough as far as kind of transitioning out and, the assistance that was given, but, and that's why I decided to, go right back to school right when I got out and pursuing a bachelor's in human services right now, and just kind of want to give back to the veterans. And
how long have you been out?
I've been out it'll be 2 years in October.
And you're already on what level of your education?
I'll be getting my bachelor's. I think I got about, I think March I'll be done with everything. So
Wow, that was quick. And we're going to talk about some issues facing veterans just returning to civilian life. But I think Larry needs to go off for a break
Very good.
right now.
Yes. We'll take that break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Thursday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm in places, the high 89 to 93. And clear to partly cloudy Thursday nights, and overnight low of 72 to 76. On Friday, times of clouds and sun. Watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm, high 91 to 95. Saturday, partly sunny with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101, 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals, get it done, rent it now, 352-369-9101.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA AM 1370. 96.3. 96.3 FM.
You're listening to WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, 86 degrees here at the studios of The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. Let's return to Veterans News. Gary?
Yeah, Jose, you seem to have adjusted very well, and, we're very proud of your service, and we're glad to have you, and, you're already on the road to a bachelor degree. A lot of veterans coming home, whether they've been wounded or they haven't been wounded, are having a lot of difficulty, making the adjustment from military service to civilian life. You have a family, which
Yes.
makes it even a little harder.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult.
What advice would you give your fellow veterans that, maybe just getting out or be going to get out within the next 6 months or so?
One thing I would say is not to be afraid to ask for help. That was one of the biggest things with me. It was very hard for me to ask anybody for help. I was brought up to, not really ask for help. And, but, with my family and everything, and, my wife kind of pushed me to, just ask for help. It's there for you. And, just seek the services that are there. You've earned those services, with your service and everything, but definitely just asking for assistance. It may be hard for a lot of people to do, they may be too proud. But, services are out there. You just got to look and be willing to accept, someone to be able to help you.
And I've noticed you've chosen for a vocation human services.
Yes.
Being a former infantryman myself and, you being a scout there, I find, I have a heart for that too. did being a senior non-commissioned officer in the Army, did that give you a desire, to kind of continue to help people?
Yes, especially right when I became a non-commissioned officer, I love taking soldiers under my wing and guiding them in the right direction, helping them every way they can, and helping them and their families when certain things would come up. But that definitely just wanted me to continue to help soldiers, and now be helping veterans. But it's definitely so far, because I'm doing the internship with Veterans Helping Veterans, and I've been there for about 3 weeks now, and it's definitely rewarding and very eye-opening.
It's been a blessing having you. Now, something else that they might not, you did some college while you were on active duty, correct?
Yes. Yeah, it was when I first got in, some of my non-commissioned officers told me, hey, just knock out a class whenever you can here and there. I know it'll be tough. We're always training, always in the field. But later on, I started, just knocking out a class here and there. And eventually, about a month or two before I was medically retired, I got my associate's degree. So, and that's what I pushed to my soldiers, like, hey, just knock out a class here and there, little by little it adds up. And eventually by the time you get out, you'll have a degree.
Did Phoenix help you put all that together to get to this?
Yeah. I submitted all my paperwork for all my military education, all the schools I went to while I was in there. And, that helped out, knock out a lot of electives and stuff like that. But they put all that together. And that's why I'll be done with school, and it'll probably be a total about 2.5 years for a bachelor's. So that's not too bad considering I have to do 2 internships. They're about 3.5 months each.
That's amazing. Brad, does Liberty do that too, as far as taking the credits that you might have had before? And
Yes. Yeah, they do.
It's incredible.
Yeah, 'cause that's a big thing. I know when I got out, I had probably over 2 years. I had all these little pink slips and stuff with classes on them, and white slips and all color slips and stuff like that. And didn't even know how to put them together or what to do with them. But the university itself worked all them details out for you.
Yeah, definitely worked it out. And the Army also has a program. It's an ACAT program when you get on your way out, and they break it down for you as far as all your military training and what it possibly can be on the civilian side of education and how many credits you would be getting. So they kind of break that down for you. You turn that into the university, and then they go over their standards for what they need, and like first aid that we do in the military, that'll help out for an elective, just different type of leadership courses that'll help out. So.
Yeah, the NCO academies and stuff like that give you college credits too, don't they?
Yes.
And not tooting for the Army, but I was in the Navy and the Army, but the Army does have a great leadership program, and they really train leaders, and then so do the other services too. And I think it's so different though than from civilian life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely been different. I mean, I was so used to the structure that we had in the military. We're supposed to be there at a certain time, certain uniform. We kind of know what we're supposed to be doing, and it's definitely the whole structural thing just was kind of eye-opening when I got out.
Yeah, I can imagine, somebody being in, especially somebody who's been in 20 or 30 years, to come out and even see the way that some folks dress and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's like culture shock. It was, I know it was for me. But it's good to know that these programs are. How about getting enrolled in medical help and stuff like that? Because a lot of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that we have getting out, might have medical issues, or whether they're service related or non-service related. What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, when I was medically retired, before I was even discharged, I was put into the VA system. So that kind of gave me, put me ahead of the game a little to be able to get appointments. Of course, I still had to wait a while to get appointments, and it also depends on, I guess, your location. Because when I was in Colorado, I was at Fort Carson. That's where I retired out of. I got out in October, but I wasn't going to be able to be seen until about June. So the time that's still a long time to be able. And that was just for my first initial appointment. And then I moved out here to Florida, and within, I think, about 2 months, I was able to be seen. So that's definitely depends on the area you're at, because I have friends that are in California who have been waiting for 8-9 months. Friends in Tennessee who, a month and a half. So it definitely depends on the location you're at to be able to get seen right away.
Well, I guess we're really blessed with Dr. Knapp the way he does it. Instead of having to wait months, with us it's been days, and a lot of that in big part, is Hank's got a good relationship, with the VA, and through the radio here, we talk about it once a month, and a lot of people get enrolled, and Dr. Knapp even recruits enrollment usually when he's on here. So we're really fortunate in that area because I hear a lot of my brother. I was talking to him a couple months ago down in Palm Beach, and he told me that they have to wait quite a while for an appointment. But yet here in Ocala, we could go in if we have some kind of illness or something, and usually see a doctor the same day. So we're fortunate about that. What other kind of difficulties, looking at it, kind of from an inside point of view here, and actually you've got both points of view because you've been in the office about 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, about 3 weeks now.
Done a little bit of case management and stuff with us. What other issues do you see with returning veterans?
One thing that I've seen, along with my friends as well that have been out is there's an addiction problem and alcoholism as well. I see that, and I feel a little bit kind of with the whole VA system having to wait for appointments for so long. It's definitely discouraging a lot of guys from actually seeking help because, they come in and they're like, well, you're gonna have to wait, 6 to 7 months for an appointment, and that's discouraging because a lot of these guys don't have other insurance or they can't afford it because the pay difference right when you get out, you're used to getting a certain amount of money for the whole time you're in, and it just kind of stops. Mm-hmm. So that definitely hurts and puts veterans in a bind, and I definitely noticed a lot of my friends just going towards alcohol, going towards certain drugs, and that's just a spiral effect to go down, and I feel that definitely just has definitely an effect on the veterans today.
A lot of the alcohol and drugs seems to be a result of self-medication.
Yeah, definitely the self-medication. I mean, they can't get in to see a provider or a therapist, and they're just like, guys that can't sleep, they're like, well, I'll just drink myself to sleep, certain things like that.
Well, you hit a good point when you with your opening statement. You said, you're not afraid to ask. You weren't afraid to ask for help, and that's the key now. If you're in that situation, if you're a veteran, there's so many places you can go for help. You can call that veterans hotline, that 1-800 number. That's it shows everywhere. The VA has those little cards they'll give you. You can call Veterans Helping Veterans. If you want to get a hold of us, if you have any kind of issue and you're a veteran and you don't know where to go, that's what we're here for. We're at area code 352-433-2320, and we're there 8 to 2 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 1 on Friday. And if we're not there, leave a message, and we'll get right back with you. And if you got a problem, we can't fix everything, but we at least could send you to the right place. I think you've had a chance to see some of that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We've had some people in some pretty difficult situations, and and we continue to try to make it better when we do get in the Veterans Resource Center, which we still hoping, Larry, will be November.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Once we're in there, and things are looking better every day with that. And Hank is working so hard. As soon as they all get settled, we'll have Hank back here.
Right.
Pretty much every Thursday. I know everybody misses him.
Got 1 minute, Karen.
But he's doing that. So once we get that, it'll even be better. But you don't have to wait for that. Just give us a call. Give the VA a call. If you got a need, like Jose said, don't be afraid to ask. There's no reason a veteran should go without. There's just too many things out there, especially homelessness. We have all kinds of grant and per diem programs from the VA, and, we have all kinds of other programs. So, get that help you need. Don't get in that situation where you need veterans court, like some of the veterans have. But we do have that if you get in trouble. Okay, I think we're about out of time. But for Hank Whittier, we just want to say, God bless America.
News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A sit-in over gun control continues in the House, though with fewer Democrats than last night.
When nearly 200 Democrats flooded the